As primary day rolls on, a reminder that not all results may be finalized tonight. For more on the voting breakdown and a potential time frame, let's bring in our Matt Gregory now. Matt, D.C. was slower this cycle, of course, with their results because of the ranked choice voting. What can we expect from the state of Maryland?
Annie, I am hesitant to even venture some sort of prediction because you never know. Best laid plans of mice and men, but we expect numbers to come in right after the polls start to close around 8 o'clock, so sometime after that. I want to show you this right here, though. Why the primaries are so important in Maryland is this. Take a look at how many people voted in the 2022 governor's race. 671,000 people voted Democrat ballots in that race. Now, compare that with the Republicans. It was around 295,000, so nearly half, or a little more than half, advantage to Democrats over Republicans. So people who win tonight in the Democratic primaries are quite likely going to be the ones who also carry the state in November. That's just a fact. That's how the numbers look. But I do want to take you over here to one of the governor's races we do have our eyes on, which is the Maryland Republican race between 2022 hopeful Dan Cox, who lost to Wes Moore in his first term, and then Ed Hale, who is the banker from Baltimore, who was a Democrat turned Republican. It's interesting to keep an eye on this race because given the inflation, the economic uncertainty, and the climate going on right now across the DMV, it is potential that we could see a Republican win, just like the same kind of thing that happened back in 2012 when Larry Hogan became the first Republican governor since Robert Ehrlich. But other than that, we have our numbers on our big board so we can see in the 5th district all 24 of those folks running for that seat, and a particular eye on the 6th district in both the Republican and Democrat races, because that's one where there's a little bit more of an equal Democrat to Republican turnout, it looks like, over the years. So Annie, that's what we'll have an eye on here.
Good insight. Matt, let me ask you real quick, what seems to be some of the big differences between Dan Cox and Ed Hale?
Well, I think Dan Cox would admit this off the bat. Dan Cox has called himself sort of the MAGA Republican. He's seen himself as sort of the Trump-era parent for the state of Maryland, whereas Ed Hale is positioning himself as a centrist and someone who's a businessman and good with numbers, given that he used to run First Mariner Bank. So that's kind of the difference that you're choosing between there in the Republican primary, right? Someone who is a bit more Trumpian and someone who is a bit more of a callback to sort of that older era of Republicans.
All right, good information, Matthew. Thank you so much. And for even those of you who are undecided, check out our voter guide. We've prepared one for you to help you learn more about the candidates. You can text the word VOTE to 202-895-5599 and we'll send a link straight to your phone. And a reminder, WUSA 9, we are your home for Maryland primary results. Just keep it locked here. Our live election coverage kicks off tonight at 8. As soon as those polls close, we'll be bringing you the first returns, real-time analysis, and reaction from the key races as those votes are counted. Watch it live streaming for free on the WUSA 9 app.